with the TV5 informers and anchor, Dick Sequence.
Good evening. Dawson Creek RCMP, ambulance personnel, and the fire department rescue truck attended an accident on One Island Lake Road yesterday. RCMP say the single vehicle accident occurred when a driver failed to negotiate a sharp right-hand turn as the vehicle was heading towards the lake. The vehicle left the road on the left-hand side, hit the ditch, and rolled onto its roof. The occupants, a male and female from Dawson Creek, were taken to Dawson Creek and District Hospital with undetermined injuries. An investigation is underway. The next time you visit the Dawson Creek Fairgrounds, it will have a new look. Construction workers have been hammering away since the start of the summer, but the renovations aren't being done by the stereotype mill. Jill Croteau explains why 13 hard-working women are proud of their fairground facelift.
Most people would call this a man's job, but not these hard-working women. They're part of a project that uses all the tools of the trade required for carpentry and construction. Their first project is to give a facelift to the Dawson Creek Fairgrounds.
We've resided the horticultural building here. We've tacked in on the bottom of the grandstands all the way along. We've redid the washrooms behind the grandstands. We're renovating what will be the rodeo office. We're going to put an addition on the Light Horse Association building. So there's a lot we're doing. It's very varied, and it's been really interesting, and we've learned a lot.
These women say working in the field has proven to be more than just hammering and painting.
Oh, some of it is quite physical, and it is hard. Like, I can definitely feel the difference in my muscles, but I mean, that's good, you know. It beats going to the gym. I just can't see myself doing that day.
Being in a non-traditional job, as the politically correct saying is, is a bit of a novelty, but it is also a great deal of enjoyment and reward in it. And it's to kind of prove to myself as a person, as these ladies have found out, we can do it.
The 4-year course can be taken at the Dawson Creek Union Hall. The fairground project is part of their apprenticeship training funded by Human Resources. Although their instructor is a Mr. Wolf Reddies, some field credit is deserved to another male influence.
I believe my dad always taught me you can always do whatever you want to do, and I believe I can do it, so I'm going to give it a try. Give it the best shot I can.
They all encourage skeptics to go down to their worksite and judge for themselves that these women can and have done it.
I tell them to come down here and have a look and see what we've done, and then they can keep talking if they want. But I think what we've done down here will, show that, hey, we can do it.
These construction workers hammer away 5 days a week from 9 to 4 and are targeting for a completion date around the end of August. Jill Croteau, TV5 News, Dawson Creek.
And speaking of getting the job done, Canada's guru home handyman Shell Buzzy was in Dawson Creek yesterday.
We're at Windsor Plywood in Dawson Creek with Canada's premier handyman, Shell Buzzy. Welcome to the Peace River Country, Shell.
Thank you very much, Dick. It's nice to be here, and I'll tell you, it's just an absolute wondrous spot. We just finished up a lineup here when I arrived here today at noon hour. They were lined up right out to the door, and we just nicely got taken care of the last one, but I see it starting to build up here again. But home improvement, really the do-it-yourselfer around the home is what I really spend my time with. I want to see them get the right job done with the right products and the right information. So that's where I spend my time.
Well, I'm a home handyman myself and spend a lot of time around the house, and I get a lot of value from your program, Home Check.
Yes.
And a lot of helpful hints there.
Well, Home Check, when we brought Home Check into becoming a reality, we wondered, well, just what do we do with a program? How do we create a program that's going to be interesting? And I've always critiqued a lot of TV shows, and when I had the opportunity and I was approached by the TV people check in Victoria, they wanted something that people were going to grasp a hold of as a do-it-yourselfer, and I said, well, let's do something that's got at least upwards to 6 projects per show. And I think that's where we really hit the the right button. That there's so much taken for granted today when you stretch a program out. But if you make it into segments of 6, then I can show you 6 programs in a half an hour of how to do and get the job done right.
We'll have much more of that program this Saturday and Sunday on This Week in the Peace. The WAC Bennett Dam is once again producing power at full capacity. The 10th generating unit went back online Sunday. The utility had been directed by the provincial water controller to draw down Williston Reservoir to facilitate the investigation of the sinkhole at the dam. Water cascading from the dam spillway has resulted in an increase in visitors to the dam's visitor center. People are asked to be aware that the water is moving faster than usual in the river, but otherwise the area is as spectacular as ever for visitors to explore. Hydro will continue to monitor downstream effects as far as the Alberta border and beyond, and attempt to minimize local flooding by adjusting spill levels if possible to compensate for high flows from downstream tributaries. Canada's biggest city has passed a tough new anti-smoking bylaw, one of the toughest in North America. Toronto City Council voted late last night to ban smoking in every restaurant and bar. The new law goes into effect January 1st, but as Havard Gould reports, it already has some business owners fuming.
It's a shock to smokers.
I think it's absolutely outrageous. Smokers have a right to smoke, particularly in bars, where the reason why one would go to a bar is to drink and to smoke.
It's, as I say, very paternalistic, self-righteous, and a very unjustified measure.
Toronto wasn't expected to ban all smoking in bars and restaurants, but the expected compromise, separate smoking areas with special ventilation, was defeated.
Every bar in the city that is a live venue for musicians and actors and people like that, it's gone!
The surprise came when some city councillors who were supporting smokers saw they were losing. They decided to support the total ban on smoking, a maneuver apparently designed to scare moderates or ensure the matter would have to be reopened.
This is about some members of council playing games.
It's a serious game for restaurant and bar owners who now fear their businesses will be crippled.
We may have to cut some staff, so we may lose a couple of, some staff members if we don't have the same sales that we normally generate. It's going to be tough. It's going to be very tough.
The anti-smoking forces are claiming a victory for public health.
Secondhand smoke, people just think as part of everyday life. They don't think of it as poisoning them.
The mayor is now trying to persuade her council to reconsider the issue later this week.
I happen to feel that council did make a mistake in going too far.
If the bylaw isn't changed, anyone who lights up in a Toronto bar or restaurant in the new year could be fined by the city. Although officials say they expect smokers will butt out without much enforcement if the bylaw stands. Havard Gould, CBC News, Toronto.
A $245,000 overhaul of Highway 97 in Dawson Creek is scheduled to start up immediately. The plan is to resurface a section of the John Hart Highway west of Dawson Creek. Transportation and Highways Minister Lois Boone is hoping to preserve this important link to the northern part of the province. The existing pavement will have its cracks and potholes filled, providing extra traction and wear resistance. The project should be completed by the end of August. The Somalia scandal involving the Canadian military continues to grow. A professor of international law claims that some Canadian soldiers contravened the Geneva Convention in their treatment of 5 Somali youths in 1993. Ron Charles has the details.
The photos were taken sometime in late January 1993 at the Canadian Peacekeepers compound in Beledweyne, Somalia. Peacekeepers detained the 5 Somali youths for 2 or 3 hours for allegedly stealing equipment. Their hands are tied behind their backs, their feet are bound together, they are blindfolded, and around the necks of some of the youths, signs apparently declaring, "I'm a thief."
You must not shame captives, you must not humiliate captives.
This professor of international law says the treatment of the young detainees contravened the Geneva Convention.
Under the conventions, whether regarding civilian personnel who are detained or prisoners of war, you must prevent ill treatment.
The man posing behind the bound youths has been identified as Captain Mark Sargent, a Catholic chaplain. According to this military police report about the incident, Father Sargent didn't just pose with the bound Somali youths. A corporal told police he overheard the chaplain telling a Somalian interpreter, "If you don't tell these people to stop moving or squirming, they will be beaten."
It sounds to me as if there is enough prima facie evidence to charge the chaplain for being a participant, for failing to protest, if he did fail to protest, those who tied them.
Sargent is now stationed at CFB Moose Jaw. He refused to comment on the photos. Ron Charles, CBC News, Ottawa.
In Surrey, BC, a summer camp with a real difference. It's run by the SPCA. The camp gives kids a first-hand look at all kinds of animals, and more importantly, it's teaching kids how to take care of their pets. Gina Hugh has the story.
Don't be afraid to be kind of rough because these donkeys...
12-year-old Jamie Hudson sounds like an expert, and she is. For 3 summers, Jamie learned how to take care of animals at the SPCA summer camp. This year, she's come back as a counselor to pass her know-how on to other kids.
I love animals, and I have some animals too, and I thought it'd be fun to work with animals.
At this SPCA camp in Surrey, kids spend 5 days learning about treating animals with respect. They get tips on how to feed and handle all kinds of pets, even a few impromptu lessons on how to win them over.
The trick with chickens is just to be patient and let them come to you.
Natasha Batang-Corleone started the program 4 years ago out of concern for stray and abused animals.
By educating our kids, we hope that when they grow up and are pet owners, that we're getting at the root of the problem, that they will know how to look after animals.
It's an up-close and personal experience and a way for children to learn about the cruel reality for many animals.
Love is not enough. And if they can learn at this age that love is not enough, it's just the beginning, that then comes responsibility and caring and all the other things, then I think we've got them for life.
Lessons these kids are easily taking to heart. Gina Yu, CBC News, Surrey.
And that's the news. Well, Jill, here comes the wet. It's really coming down out there.
Yeah, and we can expect these kind of conditions to carry on through the rest of the week, but looking ahead for the weekend, more sunny and warmer conditions
Wonderful.
ahead.
So good stuff coming.
Yeah, I'll give you the details after this short break. Stay tuned.
Because you don't pay for expensive furniture showrooms at United Furniture Warehouse, we can sell you fine furniture and mattresses at much lower prices.
United Furniture Warehouse.
Over 100 locations, there's one near you.
I love you.
I love you too.
Diana.
Yes.
What time is it there?
Oh, it's 7:30. I gotta go.
There's nothing easy about a long-distance relationship, or is there? BC Tel has the only calling card with international access from over 120 different countries.
How about if I come back this weekend?
Calling card from BC Tel Long Distance. The easier, the better.
It was harvest time when a terrible accident changed John Paul's life forever. He was playing near a grain auger and fell onto the moving blades. Both his arms were severed. John Paul and other War Amps champs who have lost arms and legs in accidents appear on parade floats and television with a kids-to-kids warning.
Don't let it happen to you. Play safe.
Please call the War Amps about the materials available through the Play Safe program.
Play safe.
Start something. Something quick. Something clean. Something new. Jackhammer. Brewed by Molson. Double hopped. Once for aroma. Once for flavor. For a quick, clean taste.
Because we don't have expensive furniture showrooms at United Furniture Warehouse, all you pay for is fine furniture, and that saves you lots of money.
United Furniture Warehouse.
Over 100 locations, there's one near you.
Well, I know most of you are expecting to wear your raincoat to work earlier today, but those overcast clouds have rolled in later than expected. I was just outside a few moments ago. Now those dark gray clouds have finally moved in and are now emptying some serious heavy rainfall upon us. Now these type of showers are expected to carry us throughout the week. Even up to 15 millimeters of rain are predicted for tomorrow, but I'll get to those details in a short minute. Let's check in with our temperatures across the country. Up north today, Inuvik was a cool 8 degrees, mainly sunny with a few clouds. Watson Lake at 18 and Whitehorse at 17. Moving over to Yellowknife under overcast skies at 19. In central Alberta, Edmonton was 25 and Calgary at 31. Still quite cloudy in there. Over in Saskatchewan, they were quite sunny in there. 32 in Saskatoon, 33 in Regina. And Winnipeg is still pretty hot at 30 degrees, mainly sunny with a few clouds in there. Moving over to the central region of our country, Toronto had some scattered showers at 17. Ottawa, mainly sunny with a few cloudy breaks in there. 22 in Montreal. Over in the Maritimes, clouds as well. 20 in St. John's and Halifax at 19. Looking over at our province right now, this low that was once on Vancouver Island has moved a little slower than expected, but don't worry, it is coming our way. It will travel inward towards the Peace region, likely tomorrow, bringing with a lot of increased shower activity, tapering off a bit on Thursday, and then looking ahead towards Friday, things will start to clear up and the weekend will be warmer and sunnier. But if you would like a more detailed forecast, you can contact your Environment Canada Weather Office in Prince George. Looking at some of these numbers, a few clouds in Peace River at 15, Grand Prairie was at 19, Fort Nelson scattered showers at 12 degrees. In the Fort St. John Cecil Lake North Pine, a few sunny breaks and cloudy at 15. In the Dawson Creek Rolla Briar Ridge, 17 degrees, Chetwynd at 13, Prince George at 18, and under cloudy skies, Kamloops was 26. In the Lower Mainland, 14 in Vancouver, and rainy clouds in Victoria at 20, and Prince Rupert rainy at a cool 11 degrees. Checking in with your current weather conditions, as we all know, it is raining at 20 degrees, pressure at 101.02 and falling slowly, relative humidity at 42%, and southeast winds traveling at 13. Tonight you can expect some mainly cloudy conditions with a few evening showers, a low of 8, and we're pretty definite about the rain there, 100%. East winds traveling at 10. Tomorrow we can expect some more periods of rain, chance of 90% there, high of 15, northwest winds traveling at 30. In the long range, which will be Friday, mainly sunny with a few showers, a high of 16, a low of 8, and chance of rain 70%. Last year on this day, we reached a high of 16.2 and a low of 11.9. The record high was set in 85, reaching 29, and the low in 1974 of 3.3. The sun will set tonight at 9:48 and will rise tomorrow morning at 4:22. And that is all the time I have for weather. Sports is up next, and Scott will take a look at a local basketball camp that is now underway. You don't want to miss that. Stay tuned.
See the bear? Taste the food. See the bear? Taste the food. The Team Burger, a specially seasoned patty covered with processed cheddar and crisp, smoky bacon. See the bear?
It was harvest time when a terrible accident changed John Paul's life forever. He was playing near a grain auger and fell onto the moving blades. Both his arms were severed. John Paul and other War Amps champs who have lost arms and legs in accidents appear on parade floats and television with a kids-to-kids warning.
Don't let it happen to you. Play safe.
Please call the War Amps about the materials available through the Play Safe program.
Play safe.
The Players Racing Team has only one objective, to win. And the only motor oil they use to win is MotoMaster Synthetic Oil from Canadian Tire. After the most rigorous testing, the Players Racing Team engineers chose MotoMaster Synthetic Motor Oil. Insist on MotoMaster Synthetic Motor Oil, because you need a well-oiled machine to be a winner. MotoMaster Synthetic Oil, the ultimate in protection, available at Canadian Tire.
Start something. Something quick. Something clean. Something new. Jackhammer. Brewed by Molson. for aroma, one's for flavor, for a quick, clean taste.
And good evening, everyone. Well, a couple of significant upsets in the making will have to wait until tomorrow at Wimbledon. Top seed Pete Sampras and number 4 Goran Ivanisevic are on the ropes in their quarterfinal matches after a rain-plagued day. Three-time defending champion Sampras trails Richard Krajicek 7-5, 7-6, and they are tied at 1 in the third set. Jason Stoltenberg leads Ivanisevic 6-3, 7-6, 6-7 with play called for the day. Well, the second annual Big Sky Hoops basketball camp is underway this week at 4 different gymnasiums in town. Over 100 kids are taking part in the week-long camp, including a number of little dribblers up at the Arc.
Yeah, they play one big game a day, and that's just full court, but throughout the rest of the day, all it is skills and drills.
Do you split them up into different groups of 4 people, groups of 3 people to have more of a one-on-one atmosphere to it?
Yeah, we have 3 teams of 5 kids, and we work on drills 1-on-1, 3-on-3.
Okay. Now, what about next year for these guys? The ones that are too old to be in the little dribblers, is there somewhere that they can move on to for next year's Big Sky?
Yeah, they go into Pee Wee, and that's ages 8 to 12. Yeah, okay. And then the little dribblers that they can just stay here till they're 8, the other ones, so.
Do the kids seem like they're having some good fun?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. They're learning about basketball, which they've never known before, so yeah, they're having lots of fun.
Do you think it's a good idea to start them at such a young age to learn the basics, like you said, dribbling and passing and like teamwork?
Yeah, I totally believe that, because in schools that's what they start them at a young age, and the more familiar are as they're younger, the more they want to learn as they get older.
Now, what about the parents' response? Getting the kids out of the house, at least for the morning hours for the next week, gives them a bit of a break. Have you talked to much of the parents and asking?
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, I've talked about 3 parents that show up every day, and they're just thrilled about it because it gets their kids thinking about something else besides watching TV, just hanging out with their friends. They're meeting new people and learning something new.
All right.
And as part of the camp, there will be a special exhibition game tomorrow night between all the instructors and a local men's team. That'll go tomorrow night at South Peace starting at about 7:30. We will have more on the Big Sky Camp on Sports Scene coming up on Saturday. Montreal Expos outfielder Henry Rodriguez is going to the All-Star
And to this day, people around the world are keeping his dream alive with the Terry Fox Run. Yesterday, the 16th annual run took place. Dean Stoltz has more.
When Terry Fox died in 1981 after completing only half of his journey across Canada, his parents, Fred and Betty Fox, vowed to keep his dream alive. And 16 years later, Terry Fox runs are held in over 50 countries at more than 280 sites. This year was no different, with runs being held across the Peace Country. In Dawson Creek, 140 participants raised over $4,300, with more money to come in from area school runs this week.
I think it's really great that a lot of people come out to raise money because cancer hits a lot of us. And this is one way to show, to put all this money in for the cancer research, which the Terry Fox Foundation, they decide where the money will go, and it's to innovating research. I'm really glad to see there's 140 people. I'd like to see more. I'd like to see a lot of community sports and that kind of support and that kind of stuff.
People of all ages and abilities either walked, ran, jogged, or biked the run, doing 3, 5, or 10 Ks each.
It's your first year you've taken part in this?
Yes, it is my first year in the Terry Fox run. Yeah. Okay, and how did it go?
Pretty good, pretty good.
You did the 10K?
Went 10 kilometers, yeah.
Okay. Personally then, what does it mean for you to take part in this?
Well, I don't know. It's I've seen it every year and thought about going in and with family and one thing I've been busy, but this year I thought I'd do it and probably start doing it from every year from now.
Do you know who Terry Fox is?
Yes.
And what do you think of Terry Fox?
He's neat.
Yeah? So how do you feel about running to raise money for cancer?
Good.
Yeah? And how about you?
Good.
Good? Good. Okay, you're going to do it again next year?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Our family's done it about, I'd say, 10 years now since we moved to Dawson Creek. And I run for a good cause.
And it's people like these who could end up making the difference.
And I mean, the cancer research that has been done, cancer is going to be beaten totally one day. With some people it is already.
And of course, that is the whole point, beating cancer and making runs like these only a part of history. Dean Stoltz, TV5 News, Dawson Creek.
The maximum speed limit on the Alaska Highway from Dawson Creek to the Yukon border will increase from 90 kilometers.
Games for upsets. You know, people aren't expecting us to do that well at these Olympic Games in the volleyball world, and I think that's a good challenge for us.
After years of sweat and toil in relative anonymity, driven by a demanding coach, you can feel the tempo rising in practice, yet another practice, as Atlanta draws closer.
You can definitely tell the atmosphere in the gym is a lot stronger now. People are going harder.
People are changing their hair.
Color of gold medal. What do you think?
Good attitude. Yeah. And they've got tattoos. Now, can you show us where they are?
Well, sure. This is mine.
Did that hurt?
Not really.
A sisterhood branded with the Olympic rings, a mark that will last forever.
I think this team over the last 3 years, there's been a core of players that has stuck around, has sacrificed a lot of the other things that they could be doing right now to play this sport. And this team has become such a tight-knit unit because of adversity. And when the coach keeps driving you and driving you, it's always somebody on a different day that needs more support. And that's the neat thing about a team.
Olympic Countdown, brought to you by Brown-Chevalds, proven performers.
And that'll do it for sports. We'll be back after this.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
We've got 30 seconds. Ready, go.
Right now at McDonald's, official 96 Olympics watch is available for just $7.99. How are we doing for time?
18 seconds.
These are high-quality quartz watches with a 2-year warranty silken. There are 4 great official Olympic designs. How about the time?
12 seconds.
Time enough to tell you that the most important news is 50 cents from the sale of every watch goes to help send our Canadian Olympic team to Atlanta. We out of time?
Almost.
Let me check that. Would you like to buy a watch?
Wow.
Start something. Something quick. Something clean. Something new. Jackhammer. Brewed by Molson. Double hopped. Once for aroma. Once for flavor. For a quick, clean taste.
It's coming to KFC.
Uh-oh.
The Shaq Ball. An official Spalding basketball with Shaq's handprint. Now just $6.99 with any purchase, including the Big Shaq Mega Meal. It's only at KFC for a limited time, so hurry in, or you'll miss the ball.
I gotta ease up.
Brown-Chevalds in Dawson Creek goes the distance to give you gold medal values that will make you feel like an Olympic champion. Brown's team players have set the pace for customer service and have all the right moves to help you bring home the gold. With excellent after-sales service, Brown's is a proven performer. Brown-Chevalds, clearly world-class.
Well, Murphy's Law seems to be taking effect. I had the roofing shingles delivered today. The roofers were going to get started. Is this going to last all week?
Yeah, they won't be starting for a while there. Well, maybe on the weekend. The showers are expected to keep on coming down for the rest of the week, and then by Friday, clearing
They'll probably
up.
have the weekend off, you know. And coming up next, Scott.
Good night to stay home, I guess. Watch TV. Grace Under Fire and X-Files coming up at 7.
2 of my favorite shows.
And I'll be back at 11 for night final.
Good night.
Good night.
You've been watching a Channel 5 News Team presentation.